hot cocoa. Hello. I just spilled hot cocoa on my leg. I probably could have put more powder in it, and not that warm anymore, but it's fine. So welcome. I thought a fun thing to do would be to make some hot cocoa and sit down and just have a chat. Feel free to join me. You can make yourself some hot cocoa, maybe a coffee, or pop some popcorn and just kind of hang out for a little bit. Now, what is the chat about, you ask? And I really gotta stop looking at myself and look at you. So I am a senior in college. It's like hot cocoa on the bottom of the cup. Yeah, I'm a senior. This is my last year. Well, not like this year. I guess technically next year. I mean, anyone can watch it, but especially if you're graduating this year, this school year, this is a good video to sit down and listen to. Even if you were graduating like high school, you can still listen to it because it's still, you're still ending a chapter in your life. I mean, even like seniors, citizens or whatever can listen to it, but I mean, a little different for them. Feels weird, different than when I graduated from high school, because then it felt more sentimental, I guess to say. I don't know if that's really the right word. I felt like it was more, oh my god, I'm gonna miss these people, wow, it's really ending. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was so glad to be done with high school. Like, I would not want to go back, but it just felt different. I know I'm not like there yet with college, so this is kind of an early video, but whatever. I never really felt it in high school till we really got to the end, but I did know like, oh, this was gonna be my last year, and I felt like I had to, I guess, make it count. I viewed it differently than like the year before, but like with college, it hasn't hit me like at all. And it is still early because I'm graduating in May, hopefully, and it's only September, but it's still, I feel like I'm not going in with the same mindset that I did when I was in high school, where it was like, oh, we're getting done, I need to do this and this and this, and had like things in mind to do. I don't have that. I'm just kind of like, I'm just passing my classes and I want to get out of here. I don't know if it's because of COVID. I know we blame a lot of things on that. I was towards the end of my freshman year when it came, and it kind of pushed me back, and then since then the school year hasn't been normal anyways, so it's kind of just, it's felt like it's still on pause, like it hasn't resumed yet. And when I get to the end and actually graduate, it's gonna be like a slap in the face, like, no, we have resumed, it's just never was the same. And I don't think the school year will ever be the same as it was like the first semester of freshman year, because a lot of things have been affected because of COVID. I mean, a lot of things probably will never go back to the way it was. Plus, things at my university are changing, not totally because of COVID. They're just changing stuff, and I'm not a big fan of change, but I think that's what made graduating high school difficult. It wasn't because I was leaving high school and I was gonna miss it. It's because I was finishing a big part of what I was used to. It was like going away. There was no more high school. There was no more the same students that I saw every single day. There was no more the teachers. I didn't have that routine. And yeah, in college you're still in school, but college, the routine is so different. You're not going to school every single day for like 6-7 hours or whatever and then just coming back home. You could be at home more than you're in classes. This semester I only have 2 in-person classes, and that's just because I want to, not totally because of COVID or anything. I only have classes on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm only in classes, I think, a total of 4 hours each day, and for all the other time I could be back in my apartment. I mean, obviously I'm not because I would go insane, and I also work. But if you literally only went to your classes and didn't go to like the dining hall or work or any clubs or visiting friends or whatever, you could be in your own space more than you're in a classroom or a school setting. You couldn't really do that in high school. I mean, like, I guess some high schools might have been different, but you didn't really go to a class and then go straight home and then go to another class and then come straight home. You had class, and then you went home. It depended depended on your schedule. I mean, I was in a vocational program, so I only had 3 classes because voc was like 3 hours long or something. So technically I could have gone home very flexibly in between depending on the day it was. It just depended on your own schedule. But in high school you had a pretty consistent routine. It was like go to school at like freaking 7 in the morning, go to your classes, which were back to back, and you followed like a bell system. Eat lunch, go to your other classes, and then come home around 2 to 3. And then the rest of the day was yours. You don't have that routine. You could have a very different routine than someone else. So trying to hang out with friends can be hard sometimes. Like at high school, you know, hang out after 2. We're all done with school. Or like on the weekends or something. You have to work around so many things in college. I don't know why I just went on rant about that, but going back to being a senior in college especially feels different than in high school because of all the things I just said. And because you could be graduating with like people who have been here already for 5 years, or someone who's only been here for 3 years. In high school, I guess you could kind of skip a grade, but it wasn't really like a thing. In college, you could work your butt off and get all the credits you need in 3 years and be graduating a year earlier. The people you're graduating with, you don't really know them as much. Like there might be a handful in the group that are like your friends that you knew coming in or met or whatever, but like 98% of the people that are going to be graduating with you, you do not know them. You might have seen their face or had a class with them, but you don't really know them. Like in high school, the class you're graduating with, you've been with them for years. I mean, depending on your school. I mean, some schools that are really small, you've been with the same people since like kindergarten. In my sense, the people I was graduating with, I mean, some of them I knew since like kindergarten, some even preschool. All of them, except for like maybe a handful that came in through the year, were at least until 6th grade, because once you moved over to middle school, all the schools got combined. Everyone I was graduating with, I pretty much knew them since middle school. I would say I knew like 98% of the people that I graduated with in high school, and then now in college, I don't even know 98% of them. So it's like the opposite. The 2% I didn't know is like the 2% I know in college. And I've heard a lot of people don't even go to their college graduation, but it doesn't make it still not important. I mean, it's still meaningful. You're still getting done a big chapter of your life. Even with COVID and moving to online, college has been my thing, I guess, for 4 years. And when it's gone and it's done, what do you do now? Now, I mean, obviously you jump into working, I guess, but it's a big change. I don't think I'm gonna go to grad school, but I have thought about it. How do you make that decision right now? I mean, I just got done doing school, like public school, forever. I jumped right into college and have stuck with it for 4 years, and then I'm supposed to what, just jump right back into grad school for 2 or so years? If anyone has gone to grad school, I know one of my friends has. Bravo to you, because I don't know how you could do that. I feel so burnt out. Like, I'm worried I won't even get through this year. Like, I will, because I need to. It's gonna be hard. It's like in high school. Was it senioritis? Yeah, that's it. I definitely got that. Maybe not in the very beginning, but it was like towards the end. I was so done. Barely even trying very hard. But I always got the work done. I was aiming for an A. Even though I lost motivation so hard. My goal that year was to get high honor roll. Because I know if I did, it would look really good going into college. And I definitely would be able to get accepted into at least like a normal public college. I wouldn't be able to apply to like Harvard and get it there. But I just wanted my last year to be like going out with a bang. That was a mistake. I mean, to do it my senior year when I was already so drained and done and just almost there, almost at the finish line, and I was like, you know, before I leave, I want to get all A's. I'm so glad I did it though, because it wasn't that difficult, and it really helped prepare me for college, because the workload in college is obviously a lot harder. So if you put in your mind, I'm gonna get an A, you know, in high school, it practiced yourself for working hard, because I wouldn't have been able to like get through half my classes in college if I had put in like half the work. Like in high school, you could put in like 50% of the work and still pass. High school classes weren't that difficult, depending on what they were, who was teaching it. But thinking about it now, I mean, definitely the high school classes, I could have put in a bit more work and gotten better grades. Especially middle school. Middle school is where I was like, what's the point of doing schoolwork? I still don't even know what the point of it is. I had such a different outlook than I do now. That's the other thing. You change so much through the years. It's crazy. hot cocoa break. I didn't have like a script to follow. I literally just wanted to talk about what was on my mind, have a chat with anyone else who's feeling a lot of the same things I am, just kind of getting ready to say goodbye to a big chapter of your life. The other thing I worry about is the friends I've made in college. After I graduate, what then? I'm gonna move at some point. I mean, how do you stay friends with people when you're constantly getting up and changing what you're doing? Some older people, you know, get a house, you make friends with people in your neighborhood and you're friends until you move, I guess. But a lot of people stay in the same places, so you don't have to worry about that. Like in high school, you make friends, you lose them. I'm just getting tired of losing friends. I mean, this year is because it's my last year and not everyone sticks through, or people try to finish it at home or whatever to save money. I just have almost no friends. I didn't mean for that to sound depressing. It's just kind of weird to have my last year feel so lonely, different. I mean, at least it's the last one, I guess. When I'm done, I can move on and start a new chapter. I mean, that's one of the things I do love with change. I mean, it's really scary, it's really unpredictable, but you have that freedom to start a whole new chapter. I mean, there's so much you can do. After I graduated high school, I didn't have to go to college. I mean, there's so many options you got after you graduate high school. It's just up to you to find the path that you want. It's the same thing with college. After you get done with college, you could go on to more school. You could go straight into the workforce. You can then go to the military. You can decide, oh, I'm just gonna have a kid and settle down, have babies. What I'm trying to say is there's a lot of flexibility. I like that because in college, especially with the COVID going on, I felt like I've been so stressed out, pulled in so many directions, being like, what do I do? I've thought about dropping out so many times. College gets competitive, and if you're not really loving the classes you're taking, it's hard. I switched my major so many times. I've switched my schedule so many times. Not even funny. And now I'm at least in a major where I feel like I have a lot of flexibility, and I think that's what I like. I like flexibility. If I don't like a class, instead of forcing me to stay in it, I want to immediately be like, nope, and then find something else. Obviously you can't do that all the time. I mean, that's not really what life is. You can't just be like, nope. I mean, I guess you could, but it's not that easy. You gotta like tough it up and deal with it. But I don't like doing that, you know. If I'm not happy doing something or whatever, I want to like do something else. I mean, why can't we have the flexibility to do that? So many people stay in jobs they don't like because they feel like they kind of have to. I want to have the flexibility to move around as much as I need to until I find one that I'm happy in. Everyone should be able to just be happy in life. So yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm worried about too when I get done, is finding a job that makes me happy. That's everything I want. Checks every box. Because so many people have told me that does not exist. I guess I'm like an optimistic person. Is that? I'm gonna find the one that I want. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it just needs to be the best option. And we should change that that thinking output. I don't know what I was looking for there. If you are graduating soon as well, whether it's high school, college, let me know what your fears are when you're done. And my biggest one is just figuring out what the frick I want to do. I mean, I still don't even know, but I'll figure it out. That's what I keep saying, so keep saying it. Cheers. Oh, like and subscribe. Bye.